All right, what's up guys? Welcome to 3D Sculpt and Chill. So first I'm just going to show you a quick time lapse, just a little project I've been working on in Blender. Practice makes perfect. The importance of practicing small is very important. So that's what I've been doing on Blender, just making simple things. Well, what seems like simple things aren't always simple things, especially in Blender. So let's roll it. So I wanted to make this little cubicle thing. See, the thing is that what I'm really trying to do is I want to be able to make these little icons and little things, little animations that I can use in my videos. So maybe not this little thing here. This isn't really anything, but it's just practicing the shapes, making them look nice and cute and soft, round where they need to be able to make the forms and make the shapes. That's what I'm really trying to learn and trying to get better at, trying to get faster at. So it's taking a long time. So of course I have a new Blender tutorial on Skillshare. It's for absolute beginners. So if you want to get started, it's a great place to start. As you can see, I'm doing a lot here, and I edited this down from like an hour and 45 minutes trying to figure this out. But you always have to start small. It's always better if you start small. So lots of shapes and then things you can manipulate that just aren't super complex, because it will make you smash your head into your computer if you try to do really complex things in Blender. Some of the other things that I wanted to mention are, see, I had to do the cube twice. I did it because the first one was like decent, but it just didn't match the image, the reference, and I really wanted to match the image. But some of the other things I wanted to talk about was Adobe. So do you guys use Adobe? I know it's the industry standard, and I've had an Adobe. I guess I could take this off. So that's the end. I finally got it looking like the reference. I watched some videos today about Adobe and how it's not doing great. Apparently it's like, losing steam, but I gave up on it. I use Canva now. I gave up on Adobe. I had the photographer's whatever plan. It was like, I don't know, maybe $12 a month or something, or $15 a month. So for years, obviously I've been using Photoshop since I was in art school, but I'm very happy. I'm very happy that I switched to Canva. I'm not like a graphic designer, so my job isn't graphic design. I was using Photoshop because, by now I know how to use it and I know how to get what I need out of it. The only thing that I used Adobe for the main thing that I used Adobe for was creating YouTube thumbnails. So YouTube thumbnails, maybe doing something with like my logos or things with Word, things like this. But mainly it was for YouTube thumbnails. That's what I used Photoshop for the most. The thing that I like about Canva, it just makes it way more simple. In a way, Photoshop is kind of like Blender, how there's so much of Photoshop that I don't understand. I don't know how to use. I remember trying to figure out how to use the crop tool in Photoshop, and for some reason it was very difficult. I don't know. But there's still a lot of things that I don't know in Photoshop, and I don't know. I just got sick of it. So now I do everything on Canva. It's easy. I have these like little, projects that I work on, and it's easy. I don't need all of that. Photoshop is super powerful, but I don't need all that power. I don't know how to use all that power. So I'm curious what you guys think about the whole Adobe thing. If you're still using it, if you think you're just always going to use it, or if you're thinking about Canva, or if you're thinking about something else. But so far I like Canva. And I watched a video about how Canva came to be, which was pretty interesting as well. I think it was like a young woman. She was like, maybe like early 30s, I think, maybe late 20s, early 30s. And she's just billionaire now. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about was, I think AI is starting to turn the corner. Now, I know that people are going to freak out because they always do anytime AI is mentioned. But I think it's really turning a corner. So I'm curious what you guys think. I don't know if any of you are on TikTok, and actually, I think I can open up TikTok. I gotta log in, and I'm back. So there's a ton of AI on TikTok, like AI things on TikTok, and they're just wild. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my, where do I go to my own page? It's my girl right there. She's cool. Shout out to Meg's Mashables. She's such a baller. Look at this. Just balling, always balling. I wish I had half the energy that she has. There's like a thing. There's like a interesting thing that's happening. So there's things like this. Whoops. Which obviously you can tell that the imagery is AI. The audio actually also sounds AI, but it's hard to know. So there's these kind of things that kind of make you feel like they kind of have, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I do like them. There's like all this ASMR type things, but this is the really popular one. Let's see. I think these are VO3. I think these are Google's video, the new video thing from Google, I believe. I'm not certain. The reason why I bring it up is because, so for a long time, for the longest time, and even now, obviously, AI is very divisive. Divisive? Yeah. There's lots of people that just hate it with a passion, and they think that everything you create with it is crap, this and that. And one thing that really made me think about it a lot was this artist. So shout out to her. I'm gonna play a couple of, I think it's a her. So shout out to Kib Films on TikTok. So this was the thing. So I saw these videos. I thought they're really cute and adorable, and I kind of love them. And she was getting a lot of hate because I'm not sure when, but one of them she posted and she didn't put the AI. She didn't tack that it was AI. And a lot of people were really upset that it was AI. But the thing is, apparently she or they create these knit things and then they make the AI from these knit things. So for example, this might be the character. I don't know if the background is created, but this person does create these little felt characters and then uses AI to like animate them and bring them to life. So where do you lie on that? You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people that are hating on it, and then some people are like, okay, well, this is a cool use of AI because there is some artistic skill that has gone into the production of this kind of AI. So I don't know, what's your take on that? I'm very curious what you think. This is just more just like ASMR, glass vegetables and things like that, ASMR. So I mean, that's different. I do find it extremely satisfying. So yeah, I don't know. And who remembers this? Shout out to the whole truth. But yeah, TikTok is fun. Here's a few other ones that are kind of interesting. Shout out to Elder Sessions. I don't know if this is AI or not. I don't know where I'm not sure where it would be tagged that it's AI. It's creepy though. But there's always a lot of stuff that I want to talk about. There's always stuff that I'm thinking about. There's always cool things that I'm seeing. This is another thing that for some reason it's kind of like that Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh, there is something else I want to talk about too. So I originally was thinking about getting a Switch 2. I've never owned a Switch. I'm not a huge fan of the Nintendo Dynasty. I still wanted a Switch because like I just like the idea of having a mobile game thing. So there's a few things that I know I'm going to be like sitting around, and I was like, oh, it'd be cool if I get like a gaming system. I recently bought a Game Boy just for nostalgia and to like add in my videos and things like that. But I recently thought about getting a Switch, and then I was looking and I was like, maybe a Steam Deck is like better. So I didn't wind up getting the Switch. I feel like it's too much money for what it is, and just something rubs me the wrong way. I don't know what it is, but something just rubbed me the wrong way. I think it might be because the games are so expensive. There's not that many of them. I kind of just want like I wish there was a gaming device that was like, okay, we're going to make cartridges for these games. Maybe the cartridge is like have the memory card in the cartridge. The cartridge goes in and you can just play it. You can have a little case with your games. I just want that. I don't mind having it connect to Wi-Fi, but I don't want to have spend so much time setting up the games and like all this stuff and having to learn another UI and learning like Linux or something. I don't know. I think Steam Deck is on Linux. I don't know. Maybe that's part of the fun of it. I don't know. But I didn't wind up getting any of them. But some of the things that really put me over the top is I was thinking about this game called Little Nightmares, I think it was. So Little Nightmares, I guess there's like a third one now. I don't really know, but I don't know which one this is. So I think this might be this is a new game, Little Nightmares Enhanced Edition. Oh no, this must be it. So this must be Little Nightmares. I don't know. It's like some sort of game. I like the way it feels. A lot of these games. Okay, now you're too loud now. You're too loud now. So a lot of these games have that feeling, like I was showing you those videos before. They're kind of like otherworldly and kind of creepy and foggy and things like that. So I don't know what this little character is doing, but a game like this just feels really fun. And it feels like this is what like mobile gaming should be. Why are you still so loud? You know, it seems really interesting. So that's one of the games that I'm really interested in, and it reminds me of BioShock, which is one of my all-time favorite games. BioShock is just a beautiful game. I love it. I miss it. I kind of want to play it. I might have to play it again. But it's kind of like Art Deco, 1959, creepy. It's like underwater, but vintage, but futuristic. I love it. I can't get enough. The audio is too loud. But anyway, BioShock is a beautiful game. And I don't know. It's nostalgia too. But I don't know. I don't know if I can deal with these like Steam Decks and everything else. It's so expensive now. And the games, I just wish they would just make it easier. Like, I just want to use cartridges. Maybe it's just because I'm an 80s baby, but I just want to use cartridges. I think those are all the things that I wanted to talk about. Sometimes I just want to vent. You know, I don't have too many friends that I can just vent to about random things. So I figured I would do it here. Let me know what you think about any of those things I mentioned, if those trigger you, if you have an opinion. But yeah, I think that's it for 3D Sculpt and Chill. It's been fun. I have a few other projects that I'm working on, but like I said, I'm gonna be a dad. Dad, you love biscuits. Next month, so life has kind of been lifing. So it's been touch and go. Especially my wife is also working in the next room now instead of her room, because we put like a glider in there and like all this other stuff is in there. So now she's working in the other room. So when she's working, she's an attorney. So when she's working, I can't really like be free to record like I'm recording now, because I can't do it when like someone's in there like hearing me and like not listening to me, but like, hearing me. It's hard to just be like free. Like I can't just record when I want to record. So that makes it a little tricky, but we do the best we can. Anyway, I think that's it. Make sure you check out my Skillshare classes. The latest one is a Blender Absolute Beginner class. So if you're thinking about learning Blender, if the YouTube tutorials have been annoying, you can take my Absolute Beginner one. You know my style, you know how I teach, I like to teach things in a way that I wish I had. You know, maybe that style will work for you. Anyway, keep drawing, keep sculpting. I'll see you all in the next video. I finally did it. Today's the day that you're gonna learn Blender.
Down here, it's our time. It's our time down here.
More input.
I'm Drug-Free Dave, a 2D artist and a 3D artist who loves frogs. I don't know if I just learned differently or something, but I just couldn't find Blender tutorials that didn't make my brain literally dissolve and come out of my ears. But that's why I finally did it. I made a full crash course for Blender for absolute beginners. This isn't a 30-second clip with the memes. This isn't a donut. Those are great. Learn all the tutorials you can. But I'm gonna put some of that Drug-Free Dave dust on it. I think there's so many different people that learn in so many different ways, and it just seems that I have a way of explaining things that seems to resonate with a lot of artists.
He's good.
But that's the thing about Blender, is Blender's not really an artist's tool. It's more of an engineer's tool. It's borderline a physicist's tool. So you have to have a PhD in physics. Do you get a PhD in physics? I don't know. But I have an artist's brain, so I'm gonna teach it with my full artsy-fartsy mindset. So what will we learn in class? The basics. Opening up Blender and putzing with a few settings, general navigation and useful shortcut keys. Blender is all about shortcuts. Camera setup, simple backdrop setup, cycles versus Eevee and how to get that photorealistic look, hard surface basics, vertices, edges, faces, simple lighting and materials, a few practice shapes, and of course, cycles rendering.
Guys, relax.
I always bring my Nomad sculpts into Blender for the great renders, the great looking turntables. That was my initial motivation. And honestly, it's just night and day. If you're ready to jump in the deep end, then let's jump in together. Keep drawing, keep sculpting, and I know I'll be seeing you on Skillshare.